Meghan Markle crashed Valentino Garavani's funeral in Rome uninvited, with entourage and big camera crew to film for her image rehab. Security booted her fast. No respect for the dead, just her brand. Utterly classless.
Everyone's talking about how Meghan Markle didn't get an invite to the private funeral in Rome. That, my friends, is the wrong story. The real story is that her private outreach became public, and that only happens when the room wants you exposed and not included, which is bad news for Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle didn't quietly miss the funeral of Valentino Garavani. She was shut out. And the reason this story detonated isn't the absence of an invitation. It's the fact that her private attempt to get one became public. In elite circles, that distinction is everything. Silence is protection. Discretion is currency. And leaks only happen when the room wants you exposed. According to multiple Hollywood and fashion insiders, Meghan Markle allegedly tried to secure an invitation to the private funeral in Rome and failed. Not politely, not discreetly. She failed in a way that made people talk, and when people talk in these circles, it's not curiosity, it's rejection. This wasn't just another celebrity funeral. Valentino Garavani wasn't a designer you admired from afar or name-checked on a red carpet. He was a gatekeeper, a symbol of old-world power in fashion, where access isn't bought.
Meghan Markle is in California with her wanting to be in the UK husband, trying to get back to the UK. But what is so alarming to me is this how Meghan continues to want to create these ripples in these other areas and parts of the world as she did a few days ago.
Begged for or inherited overnight. It's earned slowly, protected fiercely, and withdrawn without explanation. His funeral was sacred ground. No influencers, no image rehab, no branding exercises disguised as grief. You were either part of the inner circle or you were not. And according to reporting that followed, Meghan Markle was firmly on the outside. That alone would have been unremarkable. Most people are. What made this explosive was that her outreach, allegedly made within hours of his death, became known. That is the real story. Because in fashion, royalty and legacy Hollywood, the only unforgivable sin is trying to force your way in. Sources claim that shortly after Valentino's death,
it is a lot of fun to see so much of the royal family and in such a strategic way to where we're learning a little bit more about them, but really their mission is to get these important causes out there.
We had to be creative, but today you click your fingers and you've got all these platforms beating a path to the doorway of Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace saying, yeah, we'll make.
Was announced, Meghan began reaching out through fashion and Hollywood intermediaries, hoping to be included among the private attendees, not to pay public respects, not to mourn quietly, but to be inside the room where legacy lives. The outreach itself wasn't unusual. People ask for access every day. The problem is that the answer was no, and then the request leaked. That signals something brutal. It means the people receiving those calls did not feel the need to protect her reputation. They didn't close ranks. They didn't quietly shut it down. They allowed the story to escape. And that only happens when someone is no longer considered worth shielding. The funeral itself only amplified the contrast. Rome was filled with fashion royalty, Hollywood royalty, and political power. Tom Ford, Donatella Versace, Anna Wintour, Anne Hathaway.
I remember going to the press conference when the restoration of the castle was finished, and it was announced that it had been done within the budget, within the time. The press was so disappointed.
This ripple effect happens in a lot of areas in Hollywood, people who are famous.
It's hard to tell you why I cannot stand Meghan Markle so much. After all, there are a lot of know-nothing, attention-seeking former actresses in this world. Part of it is because I do love the UK so much, and I think we effectively exported our worst cultural asset to hurt their royal family. And the other part of it, though, is the way that the media has always lapped up her obviously false claims and fed into her delusions of grandeur, which culminated in her and her husband, Prince Harry.
They have no idea where this came from, and as I told you and your producers...
I bet it came from Meghan's team. I bet you anything it came from Meghan.
Elizabeth Hurley, senior Italian officials. Thousands lined the streets for the public viewing, but the private service was tightly controlled and deliberately understated. Meghan Markle was nowhere to be seen, no discreet arrival, no blurred background photo, no anonymous presence quietly paying respects, just absence, followed by reporting about her exclusion. In elite culture, absence is not neutral, it is a statement. And this one spoke louder than any headline ever could. Here quotes the uncomfortable truth that no amount of PR spin can fix. Meghan Markle has worn Valentino. That does not make her part of Valentino's world. She never walked his runway, never collaborated creatively with him, never belonged to his inner circle. Wearing a designer's clothes is not a relationship. At this level of fashion, the system is feudal. Loyalty matters, history matters, discretion matters, and funerals are the final test. They are not networking opportunities. They are not redemption arcs. They are moments where the hierarchy reveals itself without apology. Meghan's name not being on that list, and then leaking, was the hierarchy speaking clearly. What made this moment even more damaging was the timing. While this was unfolding quietly in Rome, Prince Harry was in London, sitting in the High Court, testifying in his privacy lawsuit against associated newspapers. The case concerned articles published between 2001 and 2013, years before he even met Meghan. Yet during testimony, Harry reportedly became emotional, repeatedly referencing his wife and breaking down while describing how media coverage had affected her life. Judges intervened more than once, reminding him to answer questions rather than argue emotionally. The optics were brutal.
Not adjacent, not inspired by. She wants to be on the inside, but she genuinely believed that marrying into royalty meant that she could simply just inherit elite status and that everybody would just swing the door open for her. Because the highest circles in Hollywood, royalty, fashion, finance, legacy power, it doesn't matter, your HR department, it will operate under one unbreakable rule. What happens on the inside stays on the inside, and everybody's hush-hush. Nobody talks about it, nobody hints about it, nobody has a source close to will say.
Harry, visibly distressed in a courtroom, invoking Meghan in a case unrelated to her. Meghan, thousands of miles away, allegedly working fashion contacts in the immediate aftermath of a designer's death. 2 continents, 2 crises, 1 fractured strategy. That contrast exposed something critics have been pointing out for years. Harry and Meghan are no longer aligned in purpose. Harry's battles are backward-facing litigation, grievance, unresolved trauma, and a lingering desire for reconciliation with the UK. Meghan's ambitions are forward-facing Hollywood relevance, fashion access, elite cultural validation. Those goals do not coexist peacefully. And the Valentino funeral situation threw that tension into harsh, unflattering light.
Fashion designer Valentino Garavani once said he knows what women want, quote, they want to look beautiful. And he helped some of the most famous women in the world achieve exactly that goal. Valentino, as he was simply known, died today at his home in Rome. He was 93 years old.
Legend in the fashion world has died. We're just getting word fashion designer Valentino Garavani passed away today after a life of creating beauty at the age of 93.